Just so people know, we have just gotten the word that Kyrie Irving has been diagnosed with a torn ACL. You think they got the root in Slovenia? Because it's starting to feel like Luka put that root on the Mavericks, on Nico. Everybody keep getting hurt. I mean, I don't really think there's anything else to just say. Everybody keeps getting hurt. Nico gonna fall down the steps next week.
No, it for sure feels like he unlocked some type of curse or something, because you trade your franchise player for AD because you think that front court, play is gonna be what carries you to the championship, and then your whole front court gets injured. And now Kyrie gets injured and he's out for the season. And it's like, dog, bro, it's just since the Luka trade, nothing has been going right for that franchise. They might as well not even roll Anthony Davis out there, bro. Like, what are we doing here? What are we trying to prove? Give that man some PTO and let him finish getting his stuff from Los Angeles and finish that move, dog.
Well, hold up. Did you realize also that Kyrie's got the player option for next year? So it was time to make a decision about giving Kyrie more money. And then that happened.
If you're Kyrie, why do you go back there?
So the answer to that question, I think, is the same reason that he went there in the first place.
The shmoney's.
So yeah, the shmoney's, and Kyrie been on his P's and Q's the last couple of years, right? He's still out here saying the things he need to say. He just a little slicker about it. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, he be out there with that scarf from time to time. He wear it around like a necklace. I ain't seeing him in the Ankh earrings every now and then, but he putting on for the homies over there in the East. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's doing his things, but he being smooth about it. His demeanor and all of that has been completely different. Okay. Like, at that point where people like, a lot of y'all need to apologize to Kyrie. No. Kyrie realized he needed to apologize to a lot of people. That's why he acting a lot better than he used to. However, I would not assume that this Kyrie is a forever Kyrie. I don't know what the particular set of circumstances are that have created it such that Kyrie is being this version of Kyrie that we have seen. But I would not invest tens of millions of dollars on this. And that would be even if he had two good legs. And as of right now, he may not have any. Because Kyrie has never been a dude he ain't Lou Gehrig. He ain't Cal Ripken. He ain't AC Green, right? So why would Kyrie go back? Because I think Nico would take him back. I don't think right now. How stressed would you be if you was Nico? Nico be looking like he cooler when they show them clips of him at the game. Brother, I would be on edge all the time.
I was so taken aback by how that man was just posted up on the court during, warm-ups with Luke out there. Like, bro, you called that man fat and took like $40 million from him, and you are just posted up like really comfortably. That is just so wild. But yeah, I mean, I guess, to your point, it seems like we're just in a weird Nico regime where if you're his guy, he's going to take care of you. If you're not, he's shipping you out, which isn't the case with a lot of GMs. But he just has bizarre reasoning for who his guys are.
I think it was reasonable for all of us to assume that when he let Luka go, that unless Luka was really, really, really the fattest and the laziest, that this would give him a little kickstart in the keister, and he would get out here and he would, get on his P's and Q's, right? Great example of this, every time somebody traded Shaq.
Yeah.
Year one, little bit better than year two, right? Or even extend that out to Phil Jackson shows up with the Lakers, which was in effect like Shaq got traded, right? He give it to you that year one. First year in Miami, give it to you, but then it just kind of slowed down. He couldn't do it like he did. But when he first got to Phoenix, it's a very similar sort of thing. He gonna get that. But the team that got rid of him, or the team that moved on for him, they were never going to get that version of him because they didn't have the ability to offer the kick in the ass that he got really like that, right? Luka and LeBron out here, a combination that I did not think was going to work. And they just out here playing mind meld. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, hey, we're smarter than everybody else that's out here. Plus, I'm Luka and I'm LeBron. They out here doing the damn thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who plays center for the Mavericks? Because I don't. And I don't know if that person is taller than me. He's taller than you, but I don't know if he's taller than me.
Yeah, I have no idea who their second string center is behind Lively. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Behind who?
Lively. Lively's out.
Oh, Lively. Okay. I thought you said some name from another country. It sounded like you said like Lively. I don't know. I was like, damn, they went and got one of them Don Nelson players. I don't know what I thought you had said, but I was very confused. So Daniel Gafford is not playing, right? Because he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed that Lively was also hurt. And looking at this depth chart, it doesn't look like he's playing. It sounds like Dwight Powell came back.
He's Dwight Powell.
He's taller than me.
I just don't know Nico's reason. I don't know how he looked at that team that went on that finals run and thought this ain't gonna do it. It's the most bizarre move in NBA history, bro.
It is unprecedented. I still don't find it as bizarre as other people find it, right? I think there are a couple of questions. There are a couple of vagaries out there. One of them is I am very curious what Luka's medicals actually look like, right? Like what do they know? And that's been written in some of the stories, like Sam Amick and his story that he wrote when the Mavericks went to LA. That was a point that he made in there, is that the Mavericks think that his body is going to fall apart, basically. And everybody's so mad about the trade, they skip those things. They're like, "Oh man, you're just gonna get rid of him for being lazy, right? Good to be white. Don't like he's lazy, so we got rid of him anyway." I wonder if the medicals are bad. That part, I think, would probably answer some of this too. It is very clear Luka Doncic just simply offends everything that Nico thinks is important about playing basketball. And we ain't hearing no leaking out of the Mavericks about people on their side who think that, who are upset about the fact that they made this move. For whatever it's worth, they've all stood together. But something happened on Monday that makes me think more than ever that, at the very least, the tone deafness of this is a top-down situation. Because with everything that has happened with the Mavericks, and they just traded away their most beloved player, I compared that to when the Hawks traded Dominique Wilkins. But if I'm not mistaken, when the Hawks traded Dominique was 34.
Yeah.
Luka was 25. They jacked up the price on season tickets. And then Kyrie got hurt, by the way. But yes, The Mavericks raised ticket costs and they cited, quote, investments in the team. That's what it says. Season tickets will go up by an average of 8.61% next season, and the increase is due to, quote, an ongoing investments in the team and fan engagement. What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, they just ain't want to get Luka those 350 ends, dog. That's what it's really looking like.
But do you realize, at least to me, and I imagine that they had this plan to do this the whole way, but after these people started showing up and doing all this other stuff, hey man, you had to fall back on this season ticket thing. And that's not a Nico Harrison decision, I don't think. That sounds like that's made by another side of the building. And this is the thing that I was going to say. Now I finally remember what it was. So the Mavericks at some point, they had put out, I can't remember if it was leaked or they said it directly, but that Nico had been receiving death threats. And the police locally said that they had no evidence of these death threats. And so the already angry dorks of the internet, and guys, you know who you are. I'm not saying that is a bad thing about you, but y'all know who you are, okay? They then felt that they had been slandered as though they, how dare you think that we would issue these death threats if there were no death threats? Brother, I once had somebody call my parents' house because I said that Eli Manning was not a Hall of Famer. I don't know why you are acting like it is so out of the realm of possibility that literally the maddest sports fans I have ever seen might have, in the year of our Lord 2025, have wished death upon Nico.
Yeah. And my questioning is what is their definition of legitimate death threats in 2025? Right? Because if you're just building it down to either a phone call or a mailed package, like, okay, maybe he didn't receive that, but do a search of his name on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 2025. We communicate through the internet, bro. And I'm sure there are literally hundreds of death threats for Nika if you just hit a Twitter search, bro. And I'll say this, like, bro, I wouldn't need to get a letter, to be a little taken aback if I got a death threat on my Twitter. Mitch is like, yeah, I'm gonna find out where you live and I'm gonna kill you. Like, if I see that, I'm like, okay, hold on, who is this? You know what I mean? Like, bro, there's a level of concern that isn't there because it was a mail to me and they legitimately know my address, but it's still something that'll take you aback a bit, bro.
Hey man, let me tell you this about death threats. I ain't worried that much about a death threat. Right, like you, but say, and you go to radio, we know you frontin'. That's how I feel about the death threat. I'm worried about the person that just wants to kill me, sees no need to talk about it, hasn't brought it up with his friends, hasn't rounded up some posse. No, He's just going to kill me, and he ain't about the jibber jabber. That's the guy that I worry about.
Yeah. The folks who are legitimately not leaving any types of, paperwork or digital footprint that can get back to them. Those motherfuckers.
Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like the death threat, those people, they just want attention, right? That's all that's coming down to. They want somebody to look at me. I'm worried about somebody that just wants the satisfaction of knowing I'm dead. Buddy that show up at the funeral with the sunglasses on like that African dude.
Luckily, I don't have those problems. I don't think I've had a lot of vile shit said to me on the internet, but I don't think I've ever had anyone
somebody might want to kill you. They just don't know
your
your name. You and me be having similar ops, but I don't think any of them want to kill us.
I mean, like you said, a lot of them just want recognition, bro. Like there's been a lot of arguments I've gotten into, and then the kind of temperature changes. Not even trying to sound like I'm checking people, but as soon as you give them a reply, it's like things get a bit more courteous on their end.
That's fair. No, that I figured that out too. Every now and then, if you were like, sometimes you got to be a jerk about it, but sometimes if you just say something to them, they be like, "Damn, I really am. I'm acting ridiculous right now."
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But tell me this: what you think it's like to be on the Mavericks? Because look, they gonna have that game when the Lakers come and play for Dallas, and they gonna be booing the home team and rooting for the road team. And I gotta say, if I played for the Mavericks, that's the day that I fall out of love with you fans.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're a Mavericks fan, you're in a pretty good spot where I think that the fans are probably never going to say, this is your fault, because they know that it's a shit show that has you there right now. Like, I don't think the expectations are high. Like, they're dealing with a fan base that is sympathetic to them and not expecting much. Like, how often does that happen?
Except like the only way that their anger for like they mad at Nico, but you can't really boo Nico. They gonna boo them.
I mean, I have seen some diehard Mavs fans who legitimately think this trade made them a better team, which is absurd. But I don't know, man. I think most fans realize that Nico threw out any chance they have of being a serious contender with that trade. I would hope so. I would hope.
I don't agree with that.
Aren't that dope?
See, I don't agree with that. I think they had a chance to be very good in an interesting way this season. Like, I do believe that they could have done that. But then, Anthony, I don't know what we can say about the trade in terms of this year now that like everybody broke down. Now, you could make the fair argument that when you get Anthony Davis, a breakdown is in the cards, right? Like, this is on the table. You should have thought about that. Okay, cool. I could see that. But no, I could see how you could say, I mean, I didn't think they were a contender with Luka as it stood. And I could see an argument for how it made them a better team right now. The issue is that Luka 25.
Yeah, I could for sure see the boo birds coming down on Anthony Davis. I think he's going to be on the receiving end of a lot of misdirected anger, perhaps maybe because he can't stay healthy or whenever he has a poor game out there. But I don't know. I just feel like you have to be delusional to think that the Mavericks are still in the hunt for another run like they had last season. I truly believe you have to be delusional, bro. And I think a lot of fans are delusional. I don't think most fans are, though.
Well, hold on. Did you think that they was gearing up for a run at the start of the playoffs last year? Because I sure didn't.
No. And that's the thing about the West. It all kind of breaks down to what that bracket looks like. What is the path that's ahead of you, right? Because, they ran up against teams that just, they were killing in the backcourt, and they went up against, quite a couple of front court heavy teams like Minnesota who couldn't do anything with them. But yeah, that's how the West breaks down, bro. It's who's in front of you. You know what I mean? Like we know the East is just a showdown between eventually the Cavs and then the Celtics. With the West, there's no telling what that Western Conference Finals are going to look like.
I think they decided, or the plan was, we're going to put together a squad of Condors. And we've got Gafford, Lively, and Anthony Davis, right? We are just going to have the longest arm set of dudes, and we're going to dare you guys to make some shots, and the Kyrie can initiate offense and get us buckets. And then we still got PJ Washington at 6'10" to get out here and get some stuff done. And then everybody got hurt. Every single person got hurt. Like, maybe the way they appease some of these fans is by having a drawing. And if they call out your seat number that's on your ticket, you get to play for the Mavericks.